Hey besties, what's up? My name is Makenzie and welcome to my channel and welcome to Bookmas Day 2. Okay, this video is something that I am super excited to film. I get to gush about all my faves and I get to put you on some books that I think are relatively easy to get into and could maybe help you get into reading this holiday season. These are also books that I would highly recommend you ask for Christmas. I'm gonna have a whole another video eventually of naming all the books that I asked for Christmas, but these are books that I definitely think you should ask for Christmas. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. So I'm not gonna lie, my synopsis might be a little bit rusty for some of these books. Some of these books I haven't read since last year in 2021 or sometimes in 2020, so please forgive me. It is not the book's fault, it is my fault. So first we're gonna start with an all-time favorite of the year, if you can see that. This is Fortuna by KJ Sutton. This book is so easy to fly through, and I mean, I annotated the living daylights out of this and I still feel like I flew through this. So if you don't know, this book follows our main character Fortuna, and this is in a fae human world. And there are all kinds of other things, like there are goblins as well. And Fortuna is a nightmare, so she can see people's worst nightmare and morph into it. So she actually appears different to everybody who sees her. And at the beginning of the book, there is a fae that comes into the woods and meets with her and basically agrees to help her find her long lost brother as long as she will marry him. And so it's fake marriage, forced proximity. I absolutely adore this book. Also, it is stunning. You can't fault it on that. I love all the characters. I just love this book so freaking much. I can't get over it. I haven't been able to get over it. There are currently 4 books out in the series, and I believe the 5th book is coming out next year, so this is the perfect time to get into the series. I also believe it's in KU, if that interests you at all, but I love this book so much. It is so fun, so fast-paced. I think the majority of people who read it will absolutely adore it. Next, we have Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. This is an alternate dust jacket. The real one looks like this. And I absolutely adore this book. This book follows our main character, Lou, and she is a witch in a town full of witch haters and witch hunters, including Reed. And one day her and Reed run into each other and hijinks ensue from there. Because of certain circumstances that happen, it leads to the pastor of the church basically forcing them to get married so that his most trusted guard, Reed, doesn't have to be let go from his position, basically. And it's about Reed and Lou kind of falling for each other. It's enemies to lovers, forced marriage type of thing. And I absolutely adore this series. I still need to read the 3rd book, but I'm so scared for it. But I absolutely love Serpent and Dove. I think it is so fantastic. Next we have Furyborn by Legrand. I absolutely freaking adore this book. So this book follows a Sun Queen and a Blood Queen. One is destined to destroy the world and one is destined to save it. We follow Riel and Eliana. We find out who everybody believes is the Blood Queen, but we aren't really particularly sure about this. There are just so many nuances in the series, and there are so many plot twists, and this plot is so great. I love the challenges and trials that these characters have to go through. I love both of the characters so much. I'm reading the 2nd book right now. It is so great. There are 3 books out in this series and it is completed if you're interested in that. And then Serpent and Dove is also a trilogy and all the books are out in that if you're interested in knowing how many books are in that series. Next we have a cult classic, a cult favorite. Everybody, if you know it, you know that a bunch of people love it, and it is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This book is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It follows Feyre, and one day as she is out hunting, she stumbles upon this wolf that she believes might be a fae, and she decides that she's had enough of the fae and she kills it in cold blood. Someone comes to basically make her pay for this. I absolutely love Feyre as a character. In fact, I love all the characters in this book. It's very unpopular to say that, I think, but the full rounded out like arc of this particular story I feel like is achieved in A Court of Wings and Ruin. However, this is currently 5 books long, or 4 books long, including a novella, but the 4th book follows Nesta, the main character's sister in this one. So although I would technically say this is a completed trilogy on its own, there are also other books that follow with characters from this main series. So yes, I love A Court of Thorns and Roses. I think I've read it like 3 or 4 times at this point. I love it. I should show you. This was my original copy of ACOTAR before I had the cover changes. These are all of the annotations in the original book. I love this book. It is one of my all-time favorites. I literally so highly recommend this. It is so great. Next we have 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. And this book follows Kayata, I believe is how you say her name. And she is a princess that is going into this arranged marriage that really doesn't want to be. And one day she finds her stepmother doing magic and it really freaks her out. And she goes on trying to tell her father that she's an evil enchantress. However, her stepmother ends up putting a curse on her that she can't talk and turns her 6 brothers into cranes. And basically, if our main character talks, it will kill one of her brothers. This book is so fun. I loved it so much. It is currently a duology, I believe, and I believe that the author intends it to stay that way. So if you're interested in a quick paced duology, I highly recommend this one. Next we have Legendborn by Tracy Deon. Oh my gosh. If you haven't read this, like, please go read it. Put everything down. Go read this book. So this book follows our main character, Bree. And Bree is in between a rock and hard place, basically. She got into this academy that her mother, who is recently deceased, went to. And Bree thinks that something fishy is going on with her mom's death, so she wants to kind of go and investigate it and see if she can figure out what's going on. You have secret societies in this book. I would classify this as kind of dark academia. And this cover, literally, you cannot go wrong with this cover. This is one of the most beautiful covers I have on my shelves. I love this so much. If I'm not wrong, this is going to be a quartet, I think. Next, man, every time I see this book, I get obsessed with it all over again. And it is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. So this is a sci-fi. There are currently 3 books out in it and 3 novellas. And Skyward basically follows Spensa, our main character. And ever since her dad ever since Spensa's dad abandoned his flight crew in the middle of a huge battle, her and her family have been labeled traitors, and they will not allow Spensa to even think about getting in a fighter jet to protect the city, or the city, I don't know, that she loves. And one day she goes in to take the entrance exam and she gets in, and it is about her finding her journey. It is about her breaking out of stereotypes, like familial stereotypes. As you can see, I love this. We have such an amazing group of characters. I love literally every single character in this book as well. Like, they are so fantastic. We kind of have like an academic enemies to lovers kind of trope in here. Has the funniest spacecraft named Mbot. He is so sassy and snarky, and I love him so much. The purple in here are for funny moments, and as you can see, probably, that is almost all of this book is tapped in. And then we have Doomslug, which is a cute little slug, and I love her. She's the cutest little thing, and I love Spensa. And I will say, a big critique of the series is that it's kind of formulaic. However, I love the whole series. I think it is phenomenal. I think the second book is super good as well. arguably my least favorite, but I still love that as well. So, and also you can't go wrong with this cover. The UK covers, everybody loves the UK covers more than these ones. I love this one more personally, but yeah, I love this. I would have never read it if my husband hadn't picked it up for me for Christmas one year, so I'm like forever indebted to him. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Next we have like kind of another self-pub fantasy book, and that is The Marionettes by Katie Wismer. So The Marionettes follows, how am I forgetting her name? Valerie. The Marionettes follows Valerie, and she is in school right now to basically become part of this elite group of witches that help protect the vampires. Vampires kind of rule the society, and there's kind of like a mate bond that that witches do with vampires, and it makes them partners, basically. I know I'm not explaining that well. I don't really know how to, but in this book, not only is Valerie trying to solve a string of murders that is going on, but she's also losing her really rare blood magic. And it is about her trying to, first of all, figure out who's murdering these people, and it is about her trying to figure out what the heck is going on with her powers. She's also like paired with this super hot, broody vampire prince, and I love Reed. I love him. He is literally top tier book boyfriend material. And it's kind of like a low-key enemies to lovers, more like I don't like you to lovers, if that makes sense. And it also has academia vibes as well. So I literally, if you love werewolves, if you love vampires, if you love the smut, which I will say, not heavy in this book. It gets a little bit spicier in book 2, and then book 3, woo! That is a spicy one. So there are currently 3 books out in the series. Katie herself does not know how long the series is going to be. I personally want like 6 books in the series, so I hope she continues on. The 4th book is coming out in September of next year, so yeah. And she has really pretty hardcovers. Let me see if I can reach one. I have this book series in 2 formats, actually 3, 4. I have it ebook, audiobook, and paperback and hardcover. That's how you know I am truly obsessed with the series. This is the pretty exclusive, well, it was exclusive. It is the exclusive hardcover of The Marionettes. It is printed on the hardback, which I absolutely love. And there is bonus scenes in the back. And there's also character art, if I can find it, which is so stunning. So glad she did this. And there's also an annotated chapter, which I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to cover up, but look at that. You love hardcovers and you love exclusive content. Highly recommend. Like, this is stunning. This is beautiful. This is also on KU if you're interested. So yeah, love this. Love this series. So fun. So, sorry, I was trying to say fantastic and phenomenal was not working out, but this is such a phenomenal series. I love it so much. I love the world. I love the characters. I sound like a broken record. This is me gushing about my favorite books though, so what else do you expect, right? Next, we have another cult classic, another book talk phenomenon, if you will, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. If you don't recognize this cover, that's because this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive. Also one that I need to rectify soon, reread and annotate. But this book follows Jude, and when she is younger, her parents get killed and she gets whisked away to the fairy world. And in the fairy world, fairies hate humans. They really hate them. And it is about her basically trying to find her way in the fae world and trying to deal with the hate and heartache that this world causes her, and she becomes just so, she tries to become so much worse than the fae are to her. And I love Jude, and I love Carden. Carden is her enemy. This is definitely enemies to lovers, definitely enemies to lovers, but I love them together. I love this book trilogy. It is a trilogy. All 3 books are out. I know that there's a spin-off coming out in January having to do with Jude's little brother. And yeah, I absolutely love this. We have Children of Blood and Bone by Adeyemi. I love this book and it is so phenomenal. It has been a little bit since I've read this, so I will try to do it justice when I explain it. But basically, this follows Zeal, I believe is how you say her name. And it is about her wanting to get revenge on the people who have wronged her. And she actually ends up bumping into the princess of this world, and they band together and bring magic back. Or they try to, at least. And oh my gosh, I know that this book is not getting the justice it deserves with that, but I love this book. I need to reread it and annotate it again. Like, how disgusting is it that so many of my favorite books are not annotated? I don't want to talk about it, but I love Children of Blood and Bone. This was literally the world's biggest surprise. I think I bought it the year it came out, in 2019 maybe, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. There are currently 2 books out, and I think Tomi is working on the 3rd and final book in this trilogy. I believe it's going to be a trilogy, but I love it. Literally, you cannot go wrong with this book. I think for the most part, everybody who I've heard that has read it has loved it. So like, get on it. Get on it, people. Get on it. We have These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. So if you want like a Cruel Prince ACOTAR hybrid, look no further than this. This is literally such a fun book. I love it. So Bree. Oh, this is the 2nd book where the main character's name is Bree, but we follow our main character Bree, and she and her sister have lived with their evil aunt for as long as they can remember since their parents died. And one day her aunt decides to sell her sister to the Fae King, or the Fae Market, something like that. So she sells them to the Fae, and Bree goes on an adventure to find her sister and save her. I really love this book. It gives me such ACOTAR slash, I would say more The Wicked King, but definitely like this book mixed, or ACOTAR mixed with The Cruel Prince. I love this. It is so great. I read this book this year, so it's not annotated yet, but this is part of a duology and it is completed, so binge worthy definitely. I need to read the 2nd book literally ASAP. Next we have The Ember and the Ashes by Sabaa. So this is actually a really interesting one for me. This is one that the more time I've spent away from it, the more I absolutely adore it. So basically this follows a group of characters, but the main character that we follow is Laya. And essentially, one night, her brother brings in this notebook full of drawings, and he tells Laya that she needs to hurry and hide it because people are coming for him and they want this notebook. And, you know, obviously she's like, this is just a sketchbook, like, it's not that important. But we obviously later find out it is. And, oh my goodness, we also have the sweetest cinnamon roll in here, Elias. I love him. He is the cutest little bean ever. This book is just so good. And it's about her also trying to find her brother as well. And I love this. She infiltrates the palace. Oh, this is just so good. I love this book so much. I would like literally highly recommend. Hardcovers are beautiful, but look at this floppiness. Definitely going to be buying the rest of the books in paperback so I can annotate the heck out of these. I want to show you this alternate cover that I bought for this book. Oh, look how beautiful Laya is. I love her. She is a queen. I love her so much. I love An Ember in the Ashes. If you are curious, this is a quartet and it is completed. Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Scythe follows Scythe follows Rowan and Citra, and basically in this world has basically eradicated all illness, all ailment. Like, you cannot die naturally anymore in this world. And so to do population control, they have scythes. They run up and down my stairs loudly while I'm trying to film. I literally sometimes hate my neighbors so much. Why are they so loud when they run up the steps? Like, literally nobody is chasing you. I know no one is chasing you, but they literally stomp up like a bunch of elephants. What's that all about? Anyways, so for population control, they have scythes, and scythes basically decide who they are going to kill. And Citra and Rowan become Scythe apprentices to Scythe Verde, and they say that the best scythes are the ones who don't actually want to be scythes. And I love this book. There are so many twists and turns in the series. I love this book and this series all the way through. It is 3 books, so it is a completed trilogy. Don't they know my camera battery is literally about to die? Anyways, I love Citra and Rowan. I will say there is like a little romance between them, and people don't like it. I do. But I'm also a sucker for romance. This is also another book that I've read twice that I just need to like annotate. I love this series so much. Neil Shusterman is just such a phenomenal writer. I don't know how he came up with this idea, but this is one of the best books I've ever read. I'm seriously, legitimately obsessed with this series, with this world, with these characters. Scythe Verde, one of the best characters ever in the world. I love him. He's the best. So that is my list of books that I absolutely adore, that I think will help you get into reading or help you branch out your reading. These are great last minute gifts that you can ask for if your parents need, or your significant other, or even you, if you are looking to spoil yourself, to ask for or to buy. Yeah, I love literally every single book in the stack. Maybe I'll do like a new one of these every year. I think that'd be so fun. I've read so many books this year. And yep, I love all these books. I think they are phenomenal. Here are some of the books I've talked about today, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you for Bookmas Day 3. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know some of your favorite books down below, and I will talk to you guys in the comments down below and in my next video. Bye, everybody.